Hi, I'm Brian Norton, Battalion Chief, OCFA's Wildland Pre-Fire Management Section. I'm here today to provide you with a common sense background to the Fire Danger Operating Plan and how it applies to emergency response. So the biggest change that will go live on August 1st will be the introduction of the Wildland Dispatch Alarm Policy. So for some background, the Fire Danger Operating Plan is a requirement of CAL FIRE. The same requirement is pushed down to all CAL FIRE units and contract counties. And really what it does is establishes a common sense, understandable approach to determine the fire danger in each one of the CAL FIRE units. We will have 3 dispatch levels as established daily through the Fire Danger Operating Plan. These include a low, which is unchanged from previous years, 1 battalion chief and 3 engines, a medium, which now includes a first and second alarm, and a high, which now includes a first and second alarm. Operations Training has developed pocket cards outlining the resources on each one of these new dispatch levels, which will be distributed to stations in the coming week. So the Fire Danger Operating Plan, as we said, establishes a low, a medium, or a high dispatch criteria. So in past years, what we did was if it was a medium day and you wanted more resources, you would ask for a high dispatch. That can no longer happen because the criteria is now established with the Fire Danger Operating Plan. If it's a medium day, we're in a medium dispatch level. So what we've done to accommodate that is, through our agreement with CAL FIRE, we've changed our dispatch criteria. So out the door on a medium day, you're going to get a medium first alarm. If you need additional resources, you have 2 options. You can ask for additional resources, specifically what you need, such as a water tender, a crew, whatever you want. The other option you have is to ask for a second alarm. So that second alarm is going to be spelled out to you in pretty common sense terms. That's really what this is about, is making it common sense. If you show up, it's a going fire on a medium day and you need a full second alarm, just like a structure fire, you're going to ask for a second alarm. What we don't want people to do is ask for a high dispatch level. If you're in a medium, you're in a medium. If you're in a high, you're in a high. That's just the way it's going to work from this point forward. The other major change with this is any medium or greater watershed dispatch day, you're also going to have aircraft. So fixed wing aircraft right at the time of dispatch. So it's going to be on the first in company officer and the first in BC, Orange County Specific Resources, to either cancel or continue that aircraft and coordinate with them as well. So the new terminology that's out there we're using in the county is initial attack strike team. Common sense terms, if you want an initial attack strike team, it's the 5 closest like resources with a leader that are going to respond directly to and form up at the incident. Not to be confused with an immediate need strike team. An immediate need strike team, it's still going to be the 5 like resources with a leader, but it's going to be the pre-designated strike team of the day, so it might not necessarily be closest. So the common sense approach to asking for an initial attack strike team, it's the 5 closest resources with a leader formed up at the incident. That's what you'll get when you ask for an IA strike team. One other question that's come up in the past is there the potential that we could have both an initial attack and immediate need strike team on an in-county incident? The answer to that is yes. So like we said, think in terms of closest resources for your IA strike teams. Typically it's going to be your first or second strike team that you get there. If you want them closest resources, simply ask for an initial attack strike team. And like we said, that's defined as the 5 closest like resources and a leader that form up at the incident, not to be confused with immediate need, which is going to go off of the pre-planned strike team list to get to the incident. Do we have to order a second alarm all the time, or can we just order the resources you need? That's going to be up to the initial attack incident commander. So when you show up, if you don't need your full second, absolutely, you can ask for what you need. So if you don't need the full Appendix A or the full second alarm, you have every ability in the world to ask for what you need. Meaning if you just want a crew, you just want a second bulldozer, you just want a water tender, that's up to the incident commander. The other thing you have to consider is the typical wildland response or watershed response doesn't take into consideration structure defense. So if you want to order resources for structure defense, What are those resources that you need? So if you ask for a second alarm on a medium day and you need additional resources for your structure defense needs, feel free to order your initial attack or immediate need strike teams to take care of your structure defense needs. Just be clear with ECC what resources you need to accomplish your objectives. The other term you hear commonly is Appendix A Resources. All that Appendix A is, it's part of our agreement with CAL FIRE. They're pre-approved resources for the Wildland specific mission to meet the state's goal of keeping 95% of the fires at 10 acres or less. What we did to make it simple is your low, your medium first and second alarm, and your high first and second alarm are all included within what we send out as part of those watershed dispatch levels. One of the other requests that we've heard on numerous occasions is pinging ECC to update the accurate location based on AVL. The background behind that, and it's crucially important, is a couple of reasons actually. One of them with TriTech is it will drop an address point at the closest point that's available on the map. Sometimes that location can be a quarter mile or even a mile away from the physical incident. So that first update is going to now reset the clock to get the resources coming from the appropriate directions. And a good example of that is a fire that occurs on the 241 toll road. If the initial reporting location is at the 133, but the actual incident location is at Santiago Canyon, you're going to get resources from South County. This happened numerous times versus the closest resources, which would be coming from the north half up by the city of Orange. It's crucially important to update that location for closest resource response and also to determine DPA and who's responsible for the response. Meaning if you need aircraft, it could mean the difference between a fire that's in the city of Irvine that's not a threat to the SRA to a fire that's squarely in the middle of the SRA. That drives your response with aircraft and all the other resources that are now identified as part of that medium first and second alarm.
Orca Battalion 6, Orca Engine 56, Engine 307, Engine 358 respond to a possible vegetation fire on Antonio Parkway, north of Ortega Highway.
Engine 56 is on scene. Got about 2 acres, a slow rate of spread, slowly moving up slope with a 2-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest. Potential for 5 acres. I'll be establishing Antonio Command. The command post will be at the heel of the fire at Engine 56. Best access is going to be Antonio from Ortega Highway. Have all units staged south of the incident. And I want to confirm that I have a VHF comm package and you can go ahead and ping the location of Engine 56.
Orca Engine 56 establishing Antonio IC. Best access from Ortega, staged south of the incident. Working on a VHF comm plan. We'll update your location with AVL.
Orange County Fire from Antonio Command with a resource request.
Go ahead with your resource request.
2 additional Type 3 engines, a Santiago crew, a helicopter, and 1 safety officer.
Antonio IC, copy your request.
Orca Battalion 6, Battalion 7, Engine 60 in a medium watershed response, respond to a reported vegetation fire in the area of Avenida Pico and Vista Hermosa.
Orange County Fire Truck 59 on scene. Got 4 to 5 acres, moderate rate of spread and medium fuels. Moving upslope, moderate wind speed of 5 to 8 miles an hour out of the southwest. I do have values at risk, structures threatened. Potential for an extended attack. Truck 59 is going to establish Rancho Command. Best access is going to be through the old TRW facility at the end of Avenida Pico. Go ahead and ping my location for the command post location. Have all units staged on Pico south of the incident.
Orca Truck 59 establishing Rancho Command with best access through the old TRW facility at the end of Pico. We'll update location via AVL. Staging on Pico south of the incident.
Orange County Fire, Orca Battalion 6 will be assuming Rancho Command, start a second alarm. I also like to request 2 Type 1 initial attack strike teams for a structure defense and have them report to Rancho staging on Pico. Also, just to be sure, we made the pros notification and notified Pendleton of the direct threat. And also, if you can AVL my location to confirm the SRA threat.
Orange County Fire copies.